Wilson Morales, Black Film and TV. Second time around, how much more fun was it this time?
More fun. It was. I mean, listen, I don't want to disparage the first time. We had so much fun on the first movie. What a blessing that I get cast in this role, that I get to play this incredible superhero. But now with this one, you know, we all knew our characters a little bit, right? So we weren't trying to figure that out anymore. We just got to hit the ground running, and we shot in Atlanta in the middle of summertime and had pool parties and barbecues, and like it was so much fun. We just had a blast.
Like you said, now that the second time, the first one was always about introducing characters, and you've had a long time to prepare for it. Now that this is you, and people, because it's 2 films now, did you have a little bit more of a say as to where you wanted Shazam to be?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Listen, I mean, both times I read the script and I look at it and I go, this is a great script.
Okay.
And, there were a few things I might have weighed in on and said, hey, maybe this could be zhuzhed or that could be zhuzhed. But overall, I'm at the, what is it? I'm at the allegiance to the queen. I'm at the, no, that's not the word I'm looking for. I'm there to play my role and be the best leader I can, be the best friend I can, be the best Shazam that I can be.
You've got Helen and Lucy, and Rachel in this movie, newcomers to this world and so forth. What was that feeling like? Because you've already worked with the cast before, but now you got these newcomers coming in.
They were amazing. I mean, they were incredible additions to this cast, to our Shazamly. Helen's an icon. She's everything you want her to be and more, everything you expect her or hope that she is and more. As is Lucy, as is Rachel. All so beautiful, so talented, so professional, just wonderful additions.
With this world, and obviously we've seen changes in the DC world, where do you see Shazam going?
Well, listen, first everybody's got to go see this movie and enjoy it. And if they do, then I have no doubt we'll keep making more Shazams. And I personally would love to see another Shazam movie where we fight off hordes of the undead. I think that is a superhero feature film that I have yet to see. I've never seen like the superhero genre and the zombie genre really successfully mashed together in a movie, and I think that would be a lot of fun.
For this particular film, obviously it's the second time around, same team. What was different for you coming back to doing this? Is it better on green screen, being more funnier?
I mean, I think it was just settling into the character more. I mean, we all got to age them up a little bit. They were Billy was 14 in the first movie and 17 in the second, and that's a pretty big difference for a young person. So just trying to stay as true and honest to that, and also, just have fun, man. I mean, so much of the DNA of what makes this movie special, this franchise special, is that there's a lot of levity, there's a lot of fun, there's a lot of heart, there's a lot of charm, there's family and adventure, and all the things that I loved about Goonies and E.T. and Indiana Jones and Star Wars and all the stuff from my childhood I want to infuse into this movie.
Before I let you go, the question is, obviously, because it's been some time since the first one, do you need to go back to see the first one in order to catch this one?
I don't think so. I mean, listen, I recommend everyone go see the first movie because I think it's a really delightful movie. But we do a pretty good bit of catch up in the movie, kind of explaining things. So even if you hadn't seen the first one, you can definitely see this one.
And that being said, hopefully we'll get a third one.
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely, yeah.
Take care.
Cool.
Wilson Morales, Black Film TV. How much fun did you guys have coming in as the newcomers?
So much fun.
I was nervous.
I was very nervous.
But I was excited. And I just feel like we don't have our other sister here, Helen Mirren, who's always with us in spirit. But she really kept us together and was really the sounding board and the foundation. I don't know.
She's the glue.
She was the glue.
Yeah.
This is not like any other film. So when you come into the DC world, do you get entrenched with the comic books so that everybody knows, or at least you guys know, what you're playing, what this world of Shazam means? Because fans are going to be like, do you know your stuff, or is this just a role?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really get a lot of comic book research to do. There was not a lot about us in that world already because we're kind of coming from Greek mythology rather than from the comic book zeitgeist.
Little less pressure.
Little less,
but
because there's still a lot of pressure because there's so many expectations for the sequel, that like a follow-up to such an incredible origin film. And that's really where our knowledge lies, is in the first movie and how much we loved that and bringing that knowledge and that love into this film. And so far, everyone who's come up to us has been very pleased with it. So
they seem excited that we kind of came on as the antagonists to the kids, and the idea that we're thousands of years old and these are like kids that are superheroes also makes it the dynamic that much more funny. And I think that the comedy that this movie has, as opposed to other superhero movies, is just delightful, and it made it fun to play.
Absolutely.
You used to have a lot more blast doing all this stuff. How was it working with the green screen, knowing you had to just imagine all the stuff around you?
I had to give up complete control over to David Sandberg, who is a wonderful director, and just, allow him to explain to me what has he been thinking about and what have they, prepared, and just go for it. I'm writing this mechanical, I don't even know what it is. It was kind of the first time they had it run up and running. So I was like, I hope this thing doesn't launch me out of the stage. Yeah, but I just enjoyed it so much, and I think seeing the movie at the end, obviously, when it was completed, really helped to connect all the dots, and just you have to really just enjoy yourself while you're doing it, because how often do you get a chance to ride a track in?
Right.
These are not roles that you audition for. These are roles that you get chosen for,
Oh, I auditioned.
Well, so then even if you audition, what made you come out for this?
Oh, well, I mean, I love the first one, obviously.
Unemployment.
Yeah, unemployment. I mean, for real. This movie and this script and the audition came to me at a very tough time in my career, in the sense that I had just done this. I had just done this behemoth musical with Steven Spielberg, and it wasn't coming out for 8 million years. And then a pandemic hits, and then it pushes it out another 8 million years, and nobody wanted to hire me because they were like, we haven't seen you do what you were hired to do in West Side Story.
And you had to be a million years.
And I had to be 6,000 years old
so
for
it
this.
was perfect timing.
But I mean, the reality is, it's not always, offers and peaches and cream for everybody all the time. So I auditioned and I hustled and I got it, and I was so thankful, and it was very much like a Hail Mary, thank God my career isn't over before it started moment, because you can have all those moments of doubt.
She's a star.
So you're very sweet. But
Well, I'm sure you're the opposite, so what made you say yes?
Well, David and Peter presented this beautiful world to me, and they explained, what our mission was. And also he was very open to having it not be a one-dimensional character. And I wanted to make sure that they layered in the fact that we were there for our father, to avenge our father. And I think that's an important aspect when you're going in and you seem like you're the bad guy, because we are the protagonists in our own story. We are the heroes and the heroines. Mm-hmm. We're coming to save our world. And that's important, because it makes it more, interesting, that you're not just playing one flat note.
And on that end, you guys had fun. Congrats on these roles.
Oh,
Obviously,
thank you.
You'll be working again. I don't think you'll be auditioning a lot. Let's make it happen.
Be just fine.
I appreciate
You'll
that.
be fine. Congrats.
Thank you. Have
Take
a good
care.
day.
Wilson Morales, Black Women's TV. You guys are back, second time. Are you more comfortable in the roles now than the first movie?
I think so, yeah.
We're settled in. We've grown up. We've matured with the characters. I'd say 100%.
Also, I feel like I had a plan after I saw the first movie. I was like, I got to do it better next time. I'm gonna land those funnies. And
Did you practice the walk in terms of how to be
in between films?
Yeah, did you?
I'm sure there was times when I would be like, I miss playing Freddy. I'm just gonna limp around.
I'm just gonna limp around.
When you do a film, the first film is always about introducing characters, the audience trying to get to know them, and then obviously everybody's reading the comic books to see how they relate to it. Are you now, being that this is the second film, are you now more entrenched into the DC world, knowing more about Shazam than you did the first time when you had to study all of it?
Oh yeah, oh totally. In the first one, no, I think I did my most organized, big amount of research when I was like, I think I had like a month or a half before we started shooting. I was in Toronto, whatever, in the first one, and I did a buttload of research. And then the second one, I did some research about the Sisters of Atlas, and yeah.
I think we had more time too.
Yeah, we definitely did.
Yeah, we had more time to actually do research, and
Yeah, we kind of.
the first one.
It's
I mean,
like
we're so
really
young.
is a
Yeah.
rush job.
Yeah,
for sure.
exactly. We had time to rehearse.
And then we have the new people in the cast with Helen and others. How much do you do to get them involved and not let them feel like an outsider? Because most of you guys have been together for a while.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty easy for us, because I mean, like, the cast that we have is so close, and it's just so special, the bond that everybody shares. And I mean, getting to work with Helen and Lucy and Rachel, I think it was pretty easy to let them in the group. I mean,
They're
they pretty
incredible
much
people.
matched our energy right out of the gate. So
Yeah. And also, like, I never shut out any actor. I love to, because there are peers, and we're all like one giant ensemble, I like to think. We're all sharing the same love, and we're all sharing the same goals. And why on earth would I shut out Helen Mirren? If I'm going to let some C-list actor hang out with me, I'm definitely going to let Helen Mirren hang out with me.
What'd you get out of this movie that's different from the first film, whether it be doing better on green screen, or what part of your skill set as an actor got better.
The green screen stuff, I still get yelled at for all my green screen mess ups. But I think it was great to delve into the dichotomy of Freddy and his pain that we don't really get to explore, and we see it come out of him, and that was fun. That was interesting. It was a challenge. It was different for Freddy.
Piggybacking off that, what about Billy? You know, where is he at this stage when you're playing him?
Oh, that kid.
Hot mess.
Hot mess.
Hot wet mess.
Yeah.
Covered in.
And then when you're, obviously, this is a big cast between the youngsters and the adults. How much fun do you guys have on set that, like, when the cameras are off?
When you walk onto a film set, it's always different. And to have the bond that we have and to all be super close and like a family, I mean, we are the Shazamly. So we had the best time on set, and I love hanging out with this guy. He constantly is full of making... I knew he was going to do something like that. He's always making everyone laugh. It's such a great environment.
For anybody who hasn't watched the first film and is now getting into it because whether they're growing up or they want to catch up or they've seen you in another project, what's a good reason to watch it without really having to see the first film?
I think it's pretty easy to explain, and I think all you have to say is the reason why you should watch Shazam is because it's. What I was gonna say.
I think it's pretty easy to explain.
I think it's pretty easy to.
Threw you
Well, here's
off,
the pitch.
man.
Here's the pitch. It's a simple pitch. It's you should go see Shazam because it's a kid that turns into a superhero.
That's bad.
Just by
That's
saying.
bad pitch.
Just by saying.
I'll give you the better pitch.
No,
I'll
it's not
give
gonna be
you the
better.
elevator pitch.
It's
I'll
so
give you the-
easy.
I'll give you
Give
the
us the elevator
dumbwaiter pitch.
Give us the elevator pitch.
Dumbwaiter pitch.
He's gonna say go see Dylan Grazer.
March 17th, this movie, Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods, is coming out. Doesn't that sound cool? Fury of the Gods, Jack Dylan Grazer, Asher Angel. It's good.
That's not even the question.
I'm giving them. What's the question? What's it about?
No, if someone hasn't seen Shazam, hasn't seen the first film, how would you pitch it to them?
Oh, go
What
see
would
the
you say
first
to go
film.
see the-
Go see the first film.
No, but why?
Oh, because I'm in it. What? We're having a conversation. You're having a conversation with me. I want to see a movie I'm in. That's how I talk to people. This is how I interact with people. Yo, nice to meet you.
That's
Be in
valid.
my
That's valid.
movies.
With that, let it be. Let's go watch it.
With that being said, go watch some movie.
All right, folks. Take care. Congrats.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Wilson Morales, Black Film TV, coming back now, second time. How was it trying on the new uniforms?
Great. Better. An improvement.
More comfortable.
Sometimes, with the first film, it's all about introducing characters. Now that we're here now, and obviously it's the second one, people now know these characters and what they grew up to be because you're here now. Are you more entrenched into the DC world now that we have a second film?
I don't know. No, not necessarily. I mean,
of.
yeah?
I mean, we're here.
But I mean, I feel like as a whole, I think the public, was sort of not, obviously there's a subset of people that knew exactly who Shazam was and, but I think as a whole, when the first movie came out, a lot of the public at large was completely unaware of the character and kind of scratching their head and then came to really like it. And so I do feel like we're much more of a known entity now and a fan favorite. And so that's great. As far as personally understanding the DC universe, I feel like I had a pretty good grasp.
Yeah.
First time around, and it probably remains the same.
Is Darla more the same as a youngster as an adult?
Yeah, well, because the thing is, she's not an adult yet, so she's still, even though she has her little adult body, she's still, right now, 12. So I think for me, what I will say the difference is in the first one, she was 10, and she was a lot more of like a baby in a lot of senses. I mean, there's like a scene where Mary's character literally picks her up when they're running out of the strip club and like runs down the street with her. And now she's 12, and she's like, a little preteen, and it's definitely some different stank on it. So it's been fun to figure out who she is at both stages.
When you work on this movie like this, and obviously when you're working behind the green screen, are you more comfortable now than the first movie when you have to pretend what's behind you and in front of you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm more comfortable with the wires and the harness and all the equipment that goes into it,
Yeah.
I don't think the imagining stuff off camera was ever, that's what we do even in grounded stuff in a way. But yeah, getting into my harness, getting into my leotard.
And I saw that, they have some Funko dolls, you're more excited, you have your own Funko doll now?
Yeah, I mean, that for me was a goal. I was like, I just want like a figurine. And then by the time we finished the first one, we had 3, right? We had the Funko dolls, we had the actual figurines, and then we had the Lego dolls.
I don't know if I ever saw the Lego dolls.
I'll just send you a picture.
You're going to get one. obviously each of you have done different projects. This is a whole different project, but for this, and you're working with directors, and it's a film. But what do you get after each project, skill set wise, that helps you down the road on other projects?
Well,
Freedom.
Your freedom. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
and fun. I think because these characters are kids, that we have a lot of freedom to be silly and to have fun, and I think that's something I've definitely taken with me. When I went over to Harlem, it's just like oh yeah, okay, I'm just gonna try it. Let me just see whatever happens, and just if it's funny, it's funny. If it's not, it's not. But just that.
I got a real boring answer, which is sort of like an earlier answer, which is just that the practicality of wire work and stunt work, but in a restrictive suit, and the practicality of being scanned for not that it requires a bunch of skill, you just have to stand there kind of naked,
right.
but still going into that, and then even promoting something that is sizable and wants to have sequels and has a big engine behind it, and all the mechanics of it, I feel like for me it was a education.
It's good to see you back. Obviously, people are going to get a treat. Second time is always a good one, because at least you're now familiar with the characters.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Appreciate
you.
Well, Smiles, Black from the TV. Obviously, this looks like a lot more fun.
Yeah.
You guys get loose. Sometimes when you have the first film, it's always about introducing characters and getting us used to you guys. But coming in, how much fun did you have working on the set, reliving these characters again?
Well, that's such a good point, because the first one really established the lore, the story, the whole Shazam element.
Yeah,
the
fact
powers.
that everybody gets the powers.
So this second one, we got to do more and branch off of that and explore each character even deeper without having to lay the groundwork.
Yeah, it's great because we can pick up the story running. We're already a family.
Yeah.
We're already superheroes. We already have publicity.
Yeah.
That we're known.
Not good
We have to deal with
publicity.
PR as superheroes. We got to do interviews like this. We're getting bad press, which is fun. So we can just get right into the fun stuff. And Ross always says we developed such great relationships. Previously, so when we got to set, actually, we could just bring all that fun chemistry to the movie.
Are you more comfortable now getting into the costume than the first time we had to try it out and look good in there and take pictures of yourself? But now it's like new costumes, different look. How was it for you guys?
The new costumes are better. The old costumes,
In many ways.
So the good things, the new costumes, we're more used to them. They're a little bit more trim. They're a little bit leaner, and they was great. But the first one, me and DJ
Specifically had an issue, yeah.
I'll
leave you to describe it.
There's
Go.
a lot of action in the male anatomy with
Pieces
certain
going higher than they're supposed to go.
Yeah. So there's a video that I think Meagan took on her phone of the first film of us trying to unwedgie without using because we couldn't get our hands in. And so
The suit's better now.
the suits are better now.
The
The suits are better now.
We used to, it used to take like a team of people to go to the bathroom on the first ones.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I was able to use the restroom
Independently.
independently.
Yeah.
In this
And
movie.
what about the CGI? Obviously you're working behind green screen. Are you more comfortable doing that? Obviously when we see you flying, that's always harnesses and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, you got to use your imagination with that green screen. Thankfully, we
Yeah.
had quite a bit of practical
We really
to
did,
play
yeah.
off of, and also for a lot of the creatures, we had the head of the creature built up on set, so you could
Not
see
tennis
the
balls, yeah.
unicorn head. You could see the monsters, the miniature, like what they actually would look like, and they're terrifying. So that was really helpful because when you've got tennis balls and it's like monster, you're digging deep.
David comes from horror, and he's a big fan and a proponent of practical effects, practical creature work, Harryhausen, and like Jim Henson. So as much as he could imbue practical effects into the creature work, so that everybody can actually feel it, he did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Now that you've played these roles, and obviously it's the second film, your fan base has grown bigger. Are you more entrenched into the DC world than before?
Yes.
Yeah, I've been doing
Yeah.
a lot more, like just reading more of the DCU now and just trying to expand the knowledge because Shazam could possibly cross over with so many different. I don't know what the plan is. I don't think anybody knows what the plan is, but
top secret.
we have all these doors we can play with, like
Yeah,
literal
with the
doors.
room of many doors.
Yeah, the door
In
room.
ours, that you're exploring in this.
I am exploring.
Mapping it out.
It's fun. Obviously, you're going to get a bigger audience as it is, so congrats for coming back. We'll talk down the road.
thanks so much.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Nice to meet you, man.